Hi everyone and welcome back. So although you'll have seen a couple of videos before this one, this is actually the first video I'm filming since having a baby, so it feels very strange, but he is currently having a little nap, so I'm not sure how long I've got. I might have to film this in two parts, but we'll see how we get on. I've also just quickly set my camera up. I'm not sure if I am straight or a little bit lopsided, but you're just gonna have to bear with me for today. I might turn the brightness up a little bit, but basically today I am going to be sharing with you my the makeup that I've been wearing since having Rupert. Not day to day, because most days I don't wear makeup at all, but this is literally if I want to throw something on my face to make me feel a little bit better about myself, if I'm going out in public and I just want some makeup on. If I'm getting dressed properly and I'm not just in a hoodie, then I'll pop some makeup on, and this is what I've been gravitating towards, and I literally can do it so quickly, so I just kind of slap it on. You'll see how my routine has changed a little bit since having a baby, not too much. We did go to a party a couple of weeks ago, and I put a little bit more on for that. I had some help. We went with family and they sat downstairs and sorted Rupert out while I got to pamper myself for about an hour, which was quite nice. My entire getting ready process, not just my makeup. So I've got everything next to me. There's not much new here. I just thought I'd show you how my routine has changed and what I generally do on a day-to-day basis when I'm wearing makeup, which is not the majority of the time. I think I've made that quite clear now. Makeup is not a priority anymore. It wasn't ever really. I just liked doing it and I had the time, whereas now there are so many other things that I could be doing over putting makeup on my face basically, and I am quite confident in my skin now. I never really was before, but now if I go out and I'm looking like this, I'm looking like this. But anyway, I'm gonna just put some makeup on my face for you now. I've zoomed you in a little, and as usual I've stuck my hair on top of my head. None of my brushes are clean, by the way. That's something else that I've actually not managed to get around to doing. I'm sure I will one day, but I'm just gonna take this eyeshadow from my Makeup Geek palette, which is the one I've been going to every single day. If it's not been Grandstand, which is the more rose gold one, it's been this one, and it's pocket change. It's just a really easy gold to wear. And then I take a brush. This is the Zoeva 228 crease brush. It's my favourite brush, and I literally just whack it on. So you'll know before, I used to tend to only wear one eyeshadow anyway, like during the day if I was just kind of running out of the house, but I now don't even wear eyeshadow primer, because if I'm honest, I don't actually have it on long enough to require a primer, if that makes sense. I literally just whack it on my eyes. Even when we went to that party the other night, and this is now my blending brush, my third finger, if I was sat at my dressing table and I had a little bit more time, I would use a blending brush, but most of the time I just use my finger to blend out those edges and make it look semi-presentable. This eyeshadow reminds me a lot of MAC Woodwinked, so it works really lovely because as you blend it out, it still goes to like a really nice soft colour. It doesn't look like too crazy. Eyeshadow done. See how quick that was? Already moisturised this morning. I have been using the Embryolisse Lay Cream every day. If there's one thing that I've managed to do in a morning, it's wash my face and pop some moisturiser on. Even at night, if I take my makeup off, it might only that I just quickly use a makeup remover, like a hot cloth cleanser, take all my makeup off and then pop that moisturiser on. So I've already done that. It's my absolute favourite. I'll link everything down below that I've used. And then foundation wise, I was using the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and I've got the shade Light, but it's coming up a little bit dark on me. The shade range isn't great. I love this, I just can't justify spending another 30 quid to get the lighter shade, so sometimes I mix it in with like a lighter foundation. But at the moment, the only thing I'm wearing, and I need to order a new one to be honest, it's one of my favourites. This is the L'Oreal, I can't pronounce that, I've just tried to say L'Oreal like 65 times, but you know what I mean. Infallible Pro Glow foundation, and it was a favourite a long time ago when I first started using this, and I've just kind of started using it again because it's one of the only ones that actually matches the colour of my skin at the moment. I wear the shade 202 Creamy Natural. Now I don't think this is actually available in store. I think it's exclusive to Amazon, which is a little bit annoying because I only knew my shade because I picked it up in America. And we over here in the UK I think can only get it on Amazon. But it's just a really nice kind of natural finish foundation, and it just kind of has the right amount of coverage because I don't like to kind of plaster the makeup on, but it's like the right amount of coverage for what I need, and it's still, like, you can still see my skin underneath it. It still looks quite natural. And it's really easy to blend, so it makes it really easy and quick to apply. And this is the Zoeva 102 Silk Finish brush, and it's been my favourite foundation brush. I've not been bothering with sponges because going and like wetting them and making sure that they're you know, ready to use and stuff is too much like hard work. I've just been using this brush non-stop and I love it. It's been really, really lovely. I think mine's rose gold because it was part of a set, but I do believe that it's part of like the standard collection as well. It's been a while since I've done my makeup on camera. I don't know why I've chosen this one to be the first one that I film. I think it's because it means that I've now got makeup on to film my next video, which is going to be like a general update video, because I didn't want to just come back and do, it'll already have been up, you'll already seen it. I didn't want to just come back and do a like labour and delivery story because I just thought it was a bit random. I've been away for so long, and I popped that little video up of some clips of Reaper just so I could upload something. I did have a couple of pre-recorded videos, but it just seemed a bit strange, so that's why I thought I'd do a little update video first, just a kind of a generic overview of what's been going on. As always, I have been using my Soap & Glory Archery brow pencil and just filling in my brows. Now, not so long after he was born, maybe like 10 days after he was born, 2 weeks after he was born, I actually managed to go and get my nails and my eyebrows done. It was horrible leaving him for the first time, and it was like 2 hours, and I left him with Tom and I knew he was fine, but it was so weird not having like this baby attached to me after he'd been attached for so long. It was probably about 2 weeks. So they're not as crazy as they could be, but they're definitely ready for a little tidy. I've not been bothering with gel because, again, I've not had the makeup on long enough to need anything to be set in place. Sometimes I've been using a little bit of setting spray. I really like the Milani one that you can get from Beauty Bay. I think it's Make It Last. It's not very expensive and it feels really refreshing, and it does the job, I think, really well. But it's just getting makeup on. It's unless Tom's here or I've got someone here helping me, it's a bit of a race against time, like how quickly, that's how I feel right now, like how quickly can I get all this on before the baby wakes up. Next, I've been using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Just quickly had to go and grab the brush I've been using for concealer. This is the setting brush from Real Techniques. It's just a really nice brush for under the eyes. It blends everything in and it's like the perfect size. Then I just pop a little bit of powder on to keep it all in place. This is the B01 powder brush from Real Techniques. It's my favourite. And then I've been using the Glossier Wowder powder, and it's a loose powder, which I know seems a little bit crazy when you're kind of like doing things really quickly and you don't want any mess and stuff, but it's got this like mesh applicator, so you get product out and it doesn't actually go in, or you don't have to tip it anywhere. And I literally, there's no rhyme or reason to this, to any of this really, but I've just been whacking it on. I always like to make sure my under my eyes are set and around my nose, but it's really like, it's a really finely milled powder, so I feel like you could apply this for days and you still wouldn't look like you've got a lot of powder on your face. It's not cakey or anything. It just sets everything really beautifully and still lets like your skin show through it. I've really been enjoying this. So I've got the shade light medium, obviously. A little bit of bronzer. I tend to gravitate to this because it's my most affordable bronzer, and if I'm just kind of like I don't want to use my Hourglass one or my Becca one on days where I'm just chucking makeup on my face because it just seems like it's a bit of a waste. I've been using the Zoeva 100 Luxe Face Finish brush. As I said, none of these are clean and haven't been for a while. And this is nice because it's like the right shape for what you want it to do, so there's like minimal effort required basically. And just pop some colour in my face because those nighttime feeds kind of take that colour out of you. Really nice bronzer though. I do think we can get it over here. I'll try and find the link. I've linked it before in the past, but it's just not easy. It's just literally the normal bronzer shade. I think they have now, they do a couple different shades, but I've just got like the normal one. This is Benefit Dallas blusher. Again, it's something that I've worn. I wore it kind of like a lot towards the end of my pregnancy, and every day I slap it on my cheeks. It's just like a really nice kind of, can you see like a really browny mauvey pink shade, like a dusky colour. I really don't sound like I know what I'm talking about, but it just kind of gives you that flush without being like too overpowering. And then, as always, I know what I just said about Hourglass bronzer, but with highlight I don't tend to use any that are a little bit more affordable. All my highlights, my favourite ones anyway, are Becca ones, and this is Opal. And I just pop a little bit of this on. It's a beautiful shade with the Morphe R36 brush, which is kind of like a big eyeshadow blending brush, but it's more tapered towards the end, and obviously it's a lot larger. And honestly, highlight is my secret. If I am tired and I feel awful, I feel like the more of this that I put on my face, the more awake I feel and look. It's a nice little secret weapon, I must admit. I just pop a little bit here, and then a bit here. Just wherever I fancy, really. Either grab a flat brush or a little pencil brush and just get some of the eyeshadow that I use on the top of my lid, because that's something that I just feel a bit naked without, and I just pop it along. Oh, I hate when that happens. Pop it along the lower lash line. Mascara at the moment, I'm using the Lancome Grandiose, and it's alright. I don't think I'd buy it again. It's not the cheapest mascara, and I think their Mr. Big mascara or Monsieur Big mascara is 10 times better. But I had this in my drawer, and I think it was part of like a bit of a freebie that I got one time, and it's a nice mascara, but it's not my favourite. And I just pop literally one coat of this on my upper lashes, and we are good to go. Just a little bit of lippy, and then that's my face done. That was very northern. I just had a really panicky feeling then that I hadn't pressed record, because my brain at the moment is just absolutely all over the place, and I can't, sometimes I get so many words muddled up and everything muddled up basically. So for my lips, I've either been popping on a lip liner like really quickly and like smudging it in, or a nude lipstick, and again just like smudging that in. Nothing new really. But one I've used a lot is the NARS, what are these called, Velvet Matte Lip Pencils, and this is the shade Bahama, because it can be quite dark if you kind of layer it on and apply it quite thick, or you can just pop a little bit on and then kind of blend it in with your finger, which is what I've tended to do. So it's just something to easy to like grab and go as well. You don't have to really be very careful with it. And that's it. That's all I've been doing when I've been popping some makeup on. I hope that some of you enjoyed that you like seeing those products being used, and even if you just fancied having a nosy at how I've been doing my makeup recently. It's kind of like an everyday makeup routine, but it might be like 3 days out of the week rather than 7. So really hope you've enjoyed this and that you've had a lovely day, whatever you've been up to. I will see you all very soon with my next video. Thank you for watching.